Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Extra Time TV. The Champions League is returning.
Yes.
Second leg, we're going to speak about the monumental tie that took place between Juventus and Atletico Madrid. And that match did not disappoint. I know Kevon will be a bit upset, but Atletico Madrid came away 2-0 winners over Juventus. What were your initial thoughts on that, Kevon?
Andrew, you knew my cringe mode before. And then I watched the game. I was sad.
Yes.
Then I became really angry. Because watching the game, you could have depicted what Juve was going to do. And my main problem with them was that in the final third, they did not move the ball quickly. It was too telegraphed. And Atletico Madrid is like Cholo Simeone. He had a game plan, and everything they did was better than Juve.
Yep.
And you saw that their superior fitness showed in that ending 25 minutes because nothing Juventus did. Atletico Madrid, they had every single answer to it. So I was really disappointed. And then I got really angry because in my mind, I'm like, Allegri has been there for 4 years, and it's the same thing in the final third. And even guys like Chiellini, he didn't perform well as well he can. So I think that in the second leg, Juve has a lot of problems, a lot of things to work out. That said, last year, when they went to Madrid, they scored 3 goals against Real. So at home, it's possible.
Yep, Juventus, they are one of those teams, as you said, just referencing that particular game. Everybody thought the tie was done and dusted. And, due to a last-minute penalty call, which I know Kevon remembers. Kevon's getting angry again. Don't get Kevon angry. It was very heartbreaking for Juventus. But it shows that this team is more than capable. Winning is in their DNA. If they're going to have any sort of effect in the second leg, because they were well and truly out-muscled and outplayed in the first leg. There was a lot of talking points about VAR in the entire first round. To be honest, it was first leg. Sorry, it was definitely a point of contention. We spoke about that with Paul Deckel.
It was.
But back to this game here, Kevon, what do you think Juventus needs to do to turn this tie around?
And you need to have cojones. Referencing Simeone here.
Yes.
Yeah, he may not be around, but I think that going forward, Juventus, they would need to really rely on their front three and get the ball to them quicker, but also in the satellite midfield, because to me, Bentancur, Pjanic, and Matuidi, they were overrun. Even though it was, in essence, 3 against 2, Atletico Madrid, they had that 4 across the midfield with Thomas Partey, they had Saul Niguez, Koke. They really stifled that Juventus midfield, and they played the rings around them. So, and going forward, Real Atleti had 2 strikers, so they could have press themselves up against Chiellini and Bonucci. This round, it will be different because Diego Costa, he's suspended, and Thomas Partey, he is also suspended. So I think that for Juve to win, they would need to start a guy like Bernardeschi as an additional midfielder and maybe drop Bentancur, because with Bernardeschi in the side, he gives that added outlet in the final third. He gives that link between the midfield and the front three. So with Dybala as well, didn't have the best game, but I think both of them can create, and once they can advance, play forward a bit quicker and better, then they can start to feed Mandzukic and Ronaldo, because they didn't get any service in Madrid, and that's the main thing, no service at all. And I think that with those 2 guys in there, that can happen. And at the back, Chiellini really showed his dwindling age there, because, that VAR call against Morata, it could have easily been a goal. But Atletico Madrid, I think that Morata has a point to prove. He scored his first goal for Atleti over the weekend, and I see that he can probably cause some more problems to his former side, Juventus.
Morata is one of those players that seems to be often overlooked by people, often cast aside and forgotten, but he always seems to perform in the Champions League, gets those goals. He's not the most glamorous player, but he seems to always find himself in those places to score goals. And as you said, VAR in the first leg, it could have been a lot worse. It was down to interpretation, and the ref luckily deemed it, took the goal away. There was also where VAR worked as well, where they had the penalty call that was outside the box where VAR worked. This is a good example of VAR work, but I think it was sort of papering over the cracks of how badly Juventus were playing. I was surprised. Actually, I was not surprised, because I know it was going to be a combative game. We spoke about that in the first leg preview. And Dybala, he got shut down, and it looked pretty bad. And Juventus, I'm thinking when they go home, they're going to have to try to, you'll probably say this about all legs, because 2-legged ties are very unique. Because they could lose a game maybe 2-1 or 2-0, and there's still one goal is scored and it completely changes the dynamic of the game. If Juventus are patient, controlled, and get that first goal, they should be able to have some kind of calm. Because I think the worst thing they could do is go at Atletico Madrid very aggressive and desperate to get that goal, and Simeone could just, those guys could definitely handle that pressure. Normally that's a trait you associate with Juventus. But I think, as you said when we spoke about it in the first leg, this was probably the team that Juventus did not want to face. And I think players like Correa, who I liked when he first came out, and then he seemed to stagnate for a while. I really thought he was going to be this big star, and it didn't really turn out that way. But he was also very effective. I think Juventus are going to have to keep their eyes on him. Costa not being there is usually, if it was any other team, I would have said it was a big loss. But, Mr. Antoine himself, Mr. I want to be the World Player of the Year, Griezmann. I think he will probably be a very crucial factor in these big games. Yeah. And I mean Morata as well. But overall, Kevon, I know there's a trend of thought in Italy that Juventus is this very defensive team, but I think they're going to come out guns blazing. Yeah. But do you think it will be enough, or do you think this tie is done and dusted?
I see Juve needing to score 4 goals because Atleti can nick one in a break.
Yep.
So I think that it's going to be an uphill task, especially because Alexandro is also suspended. So Spinazzola may be drafted in there. Not much confidence in him. Neither Di Sceglio. I mean, I have no idea why he started ahead of Cancelo in the first leg.
That was baffling.
When I saw that, I was pissed again. Even more.
Kevon is very angry. Don't make Kevon angry.
And then when he started, I was really angry. So I think in the second leg, Cancelo needs to start. Maybe even a quick tweak in the formation. Maybe get Cancelo even further up, because in the past, Juve would have relied on Cuadrado to add that pace going forward on the wing. But he's not there, he's injured. So Cancelo can provide that pace going forward with quality, because he's Juventus' best fullback in terms of getting the ball in the attacking half of the field. So that can also be a negative for Juve. I hope they overcome. Andre, as long as I'm hoping for a lot of things to happen, but I don't know if they will.
It looks pretty grim, to be honest. I was actually shocked about Cancelo as well.
Yeah.
Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation, but I was very surprised that he didn't play. I don't know if maybe Allegri was probably thinking with his attacking nature, he would probably leave gaps at the back, but it obviously didn't work. He went for a defensive approach. I was just as shocked as you, because I actually told some people that he would probably be a player to stand out when I was looking at the game. Boy, was I wrong. But I'm guessing Allegri took the cautious approach. But with that being said, it's a monumental task, and Simeone had some interesting banter after the game. There's the gesture he made, the cojones gesture, something he did back in his day as a player at Lazio and Inter Milan and those places. And Ronaldo responded, with the 5-finger gesture, basically implying, referencing. Or he could just be stretching his arms. I don't know.
Could be.
Carpal tunnel is a real issue. Yeah. But he's probably, he referenced, winning the 5 Champions League. A lot of people took exception to it. Many people saying it was a classless move. What do you think about that, Kevon?
Andre, I have no problems with that. Yep. Because players, they get stick from fans. They get stick from other players and coaches all the time. And they just can't respond. So I have no problems with Ronaldo saying that, because it's nothing bad, but I have no issues with that. And with Simeone, we know him as a player. We know how he hates Juventus.
Yep.
Being an Inter guy and a Lazio guy. And he remembers 2002 really well.
Oh, yeah.
As do all Inter fans.
Yes, I do.
So, again, I have no issue with that either, because it's what sometimes the modern game is lacking now. And that character is what he instills on his team. And sometimes I wish Allegri would have instilled more into Juventus team. And Andre, going a bit deeply, just for a short time here, I think that this is make or break for Allegri, because it's the same thing every year, and the character hasn't been changing. And if this doesn't happen, then serious questions will be asked this summer.
Yep. Allegri is a guy, the near-miss guy.
Yeah.
Each time I thought he was going to win, he slipped up. I really thought they were going to get it against Barcelona. I was convinced they were going to beat Real Madrid. I still personally think, with the exception of Ronaldo's brilliance, that Juventus team all around was top to bottom a better team.
Yeah.
Real Madrid had some outstanding players, of course, which that's a whole other story. But I really thought, that was an unstoppable Juventus team. You don't get that feeling from Juventus anymore.
Yeah.
I think Allegri just seems to be playing the same card over and over. It seems as if, he's not getting the best out of Dybala anymore. Ronaldo, I think in a lot of ways, is kind of bailing out some of their deficiencies in terms of offense, because Ronaldo just scoring a boatload of goals like he always does. So this is definitely a crunch match for Allegri. Not just, the side stories and the antics of Simeone, and plus the rivalry. Simeone, as Kevon said, definitely is no fan of Juventus. So Kevon, how do you think this is going to end up?
4-1 Juve.
Oh, wow. A bold statement by Kevon. I actually think it's probably going to be 2-1 to Juventus. I actually think Atletico will get the crucial away goal.
That's no good for Juve.
Yeah. So Kevon, being optimistic, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think Juventus will make it a comeback? Or will Atletico Madrid go to Italy and smack the old lady around? Because they'll definitely be needing some cojones, and maybe Simeone
Can provide that.
could provide that.
Or not.
Or not.
Hope he leaves it back in Spain.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out more, look at this video. And don't forget to click the subscribe button, because when you do, one of your enemies will be destroyed.